elementals.
Elementals indeed. Alright, so I've played a few games with this, not run a league or anything. We're not doing a league tonight. This is more just like getting matchups going and seeing different lines of play and just kind of learning the deck, seeing what we could do with it. Um, so, as with any kind of tribal deck, you need Aether Vial because apparently you can't do a tribal deck without Aether Vial because you
Nope.
want. I suppose it's because you want mass of elementals on the battlefield at any given time, which is true. Like, I do love being able to just instant speed trickery, put out a phantasmal image as a copy of something, and then just get them.
Yeah, and Ether Vial is all about making decks with cheap, efficient creatures function,
Mm-hmm.
and any good tribal deck is going to be nothing but cheap, efficient creatures.
Exactly. So we have our Aether Vial. We have 4 Phantasmal Image to just be any elementals that we want. And then we have what looks to be kind of like a standard deck, in that we have 4 Thunderkin Awakeners, which get back some really cool things from our yard. We have our favorite buddy Lightning Skelementals from Modern Horizons. Our
Love you.
our Unsettled Mariner, which is also an elemental and really good at taxing our opponent from spot removing any of our stuff without attacks. I will tell you, Aether Vialing in Phantasmal Images as Unsettled Mariners is fun,
Ooh.
especially against the Storm deck that was trying to combo off.
Oh.
And I had one Unsettled Mariner out, and they were kind of trying to play around it, and then I just vialed in another one like halfway. I think they were getting their gifts ungiven, and it had like gotten their piles and everything. And like after it resolved, and as soon as they cast their next spell, I just immediately put out another one. They were like, and that's game. Voice of Resurgence, the super powerful elemental that has been under the radar for a little while because it was super powerful for a while, and then decks just stopped wanting to be green and white.
Yes.
We have 3 Flicker Wisps for just the fun elemental value, plus, and I believe this cares about toughness, so you can get back a Flicker Wisp from the graveyard by attacking with a Thunderkin Awakener, which
That is 100% correct.
is so gas. So gas. Let's see, we have Vesperlark, which I had not played until this deck, and totally... So, one thing about Vesperlark that I didn't realize, because this is a thing that happens with evoke creatures, some of them, like for example our Shriekmaw on the sideboard, say, when so-and-so enters the battlefield, do the thing. And then you can evoke it for cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I totally whiffed one game thinking Vesperlark said the same thing, but if you read it, it says, when Vesperlark leaves the battlefield, do a thing. And I totally got wrecked because I just hard cast a Vesperlark and just had a dumb 2-1 when I think I had a Thunderkin Awakener and a Lightning Skelemental in the graveyard, and I was just about to 1-2 punch somebody and then lost. So that's why we play games like this, so that we can learn.
Yeah. I forget who it was. I know that, a bigger name in Magic was excited about this list and then completely fell off of it when they realized that Vesperlark leaves the battlefield, not an enter.
It is so much worse that you have to evoke it. It's so much worse.
Or, Thunderkin Awakener dies at end step.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely caused you to play the spell differently.
Yes.
That's dang sure.
Yes, because in your Magic shortcutting, it just did not compute the way it should have. So, then we have 4 Risen Reefs because drawing cards and ramping is super sweet.
As it turns out, little known fact.
Yes, this does everything I ever want to do in Magic ever. On a cute little 1/1, it just does everything. And then we have the One of Omnath. Now, lots of elemental decks will be having a full playset of these because it's a really sweet card. You want to have it all the time. But you kind of have 5 copies of it because of this little unassuming 1-drop that basically just says, tutor for a card and put it on top of your library. This thing is dumb. This thing is so dumb.
It is. It's got a really fun name though. And it
Yes,
sounds sweet.
Flinken Harbinger just tutors up your Omnath when you need it. It tutors up your Vesperlark if you need to get out something from the yard. If you want to get your Thunderkin Awakener back, or if you just need to set up a Lightning Skelemental to hit big. If you need protection, if you want to make sure that you get value if your opponent is doing stuff on your turn. It just does everything you ever want. It's amazing. Absolutely love this card.
Avoids Thoughtseize.
Definitely. Just all the good stuff. All the good stuff. And then from there, the mana base that looks horrific if you're trying to play anything except this deck. You have your traditional Unclaimed Territory, Ancient Ziggurat, and Cavern of Souls. 12 lands of any color you want for your tribal creature synergies.
Yep.
There is Primal Beyond, which is a card I had not heard of until this deck came out, which is basically just reveal Elemental, have a free Unclaimed Territory set on Elementals. Basically.
Huh. How exciting.
Yeah. Just is a thing. So basically just copies 5 through 8 of Unclaimed Territory. And then on top of that, we have 2 Reflecting Pools, because Reflecting Pool just does everything. It gives you any type of mana with basically every land in our deck except for our 2 basics, which we have as Plains and Mountain, because, well, Flinken Harbinger, Thunderkin Awakener, and typically a white source for, looks like the majority of all these is helpful, so it works. In the sideboard, we have Wispmares for enchantments. We have Ingot Chewers for artifacts. All elementals, of course. We have a 4th Flicker Wisp in case we want to get really tricky. I don't know what matchup we bring this in for, but I guess we'll learn and find out.
Really great against things like Chalice or Engineered Explosives, things that if you blink it, all of the counters just reset. You want to reset your opponent's Aether Vial, something like that.
Oh yeah, that can do it well.
It's a really cool way to do it. Also really good at just like removing a blocker in combat if you bring it back with an Awakener.
Yep. With that, or being tricky with it and an Aether Vial at their end step so that it's just completely gone for the next turn.
Correct.
Also fun. Planeswalkers as well. Very true. Yeah, the master of Flicker Wisp just commented in the chat, Patrick, who I think I would say Flicker Wisp is probably his favorite card. So we'll definitely call out on Patrick for help on that.
Yeah, and then the last thing I would, make sure to note is that Flicker Wisp is also really cool with just flickering your own things. If you want to flicker like your creature that was brought back by Thunderkin Awakener, and now you just keep it.
Yep. Or flicker an Onmath when you have like 8 elementals on the field and just burn them out.
Ooh. Man, I'm excited to play this. What else is in our sideboard? Let's get playing.
All right. 2 Dismembers because getting rid of things. 4 Ley Line of the Void in case we need them. Shriekmaw for a little targeted removal. And Fulminator Mage because Amulet and Tron are things. And Horde of Notions because LOL? I genuinely don't know why we bring this in. It seems kind of like this seems like the answer to a grindy Jundy mid-range deck, basically. So, which I can appreciate, but that also just means that you run them out of resources to the point where you can leave this on the battlefield and be able to activate it, both of which I'm a little skeptical of, but hey, when else are you going to play Horde of Notions except in this deck, right?
Yeah. Man, I'm so excited for when we take our Aether Vial up to 5.
Alright, let's do this. Tournament practices. Let's see how quickly we can get people to scoop this time.
Oh, is that our goal?
I mean, I'm just intrigued to see what people's reactions to this are. I don't think it's like Hogak busted and people are just going to run away screaming as soon as they see it, but I think it has potential to tilt some people.
We are playing Horde of Notions in our modern deck.
Also
so
true.
I'm sure it says something about what exactly it is we're trying to do here today.
Truth.
Well,
Okay. That's a hand. Not a great
that
one.
doesn't seem horrible.
Not a great one, I'll be perfectly honest, because, like, realistically, we're putting in a Thunderkin Awakener. I'm actually feeling like I want to mulligan this.
Yeah, you don't do anything on 1.
Mm-mm.
So you're just kind of hoping to hit 2, but the only thing you're doing on 2 is making a 1/2 with haste.
Yeah, that doesn't bring anything back. We have no way to pitch anything. Yeah, mulligan. Ooh.
Well,
Hmm.
that's not exciting either.
That's not. I mean, it's actually kind of on the verge. Like, literally, if any of these cards was an Aether Vial, I'd sneak it up.
An Aether Vial or a second land, yeah.
Yeah. I
If
know,
we
Double Reef is
flip
tempting,
on
Patrick.
then we put another elemental on top and we're not drawing a land again.
Right. That is definitely a thing. Like, Flamekin does not help you with your mana situation. If your ever mana is screwed, then you need to. So, yeah, I'd say we pitch this one as well.
Marcos, play or draw?
We are on the draw.
Okay, cool.
So.
Yeah, pitch it.
Farewell. This is a keep. This is absolutely a keep.
Yeah.
So, I say Flicker Wisp to the bottom. Thunderkin Awakener to the bottom?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Not thrilled about it, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Cavern of Souls must go out first on our turn because otherwise we can't produce mana with Reflecting Pool, and that would be embarrassing.
Indeed.
And hey, Patrick, while you're in the chat, let me know how my audio sounds. I'm using the Yeti as opposed to, what's it called? My built-in microphone, so hopefully I'm sounding a little bit clearer this time, but I can't quite tell on my end.
Cool. And let me know how I'm coming across as well.
Yes.
We did have some issues last time, so want to resolve those as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Come on, opponent, what do you got?
It got a lot of time on their hands.
Sweet, glad to hear it. Dalton's a bit quiet. Okay. Fix that. Oops. Switch scenes by accident. Yeah. I think that just comes from the device he's using because he's on his phone and we're Skyping in, so his is not going to sound as clear, unfortunately. Running away already. What do we got? Oh, Blister Coil weird. Is this really a thing right now?
Oh.
My goodness. Yep. I'm excited.
Off of a breeding pool. That's what fascinates me.
Oh. Yeah, I have no idea what to expect right now. This is what you get when you come into the tournament practice room. Alright. Cavern. Naming. Mental. And we got our Thunderkin Awakener back. That's sweet.
Hey! Scry that one to the top. That's how the new London mulligan works, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mulligan twice, one top, one bottom.
Yes. God, if that worked that way, jeez.
Gosh, Blister Coil off of breeding pool. This is...
I'm excited to see what happens now.
What is...
Uh-oh, we're doomed. We're doomed! Don't get got.
But what by?
I have literal no idea. So the combo with Blister Coil Weird was put the Paradise Mantle on it and get infinite mana off of 1-drop cantrips, if I recall.
Something like that.
Okay.
Sweet. So now we have a thing we can violin and a turn 2 play.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Voice of Resurgence is a play here, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
My only weird concern, though, is whether or not we want to Flamekin Harbinger with the Ether Vial.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know. Do we want to try for a third land for Reef, or do we just want to wait to tick it up with an Awakener?
I think we only want to Flamekin if we know that we need to find a specific elemental immediately. Like, if they're going to combo off and we need to get an Unsettled Mariner, then yeah, we flash in a Flamekin Harbinger. But beyond that, okay. I don't see a reason to necessarily.
My only other one, I guess I could see an argument for doing so, and that would be as a blocker, so that we could put out a Thunderkin Awakener next turn and tutor up another target.
Oh, okay. I do like that idea.
That way we have an elemental in the graveyard with 1 power or 1 toughness that we could do some work with.
Yeah. I think with our hand we're fine, because either we get to just cast the Awakener next turn anyways and be fine, or we're going to get to Risen Reef and then just go off. Like, really just depends on the land, and right now, if we don't draw a land off the top, we won't be able to do anything with Risen Reef until the turn afterwards anyways. And if we start Flamekin Harbingering, we're basically guaranteeing that won't happen until next turn.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking.
Yes.
And they're passing. Okay, I say no Vial this turn.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Tick her up.
Alright, what's off the top?
Now here we have an interesting play, because we can always Thunderkin Awakener with an Aether Vial. We could, just depending on what we get on top. Oh yeah, we Risen Reef. We Risen Reef the hell out of this. Blue, green, stuff. I'm just gonna yield to that. Put that into play. Name Elemental. Yeah. And start going off. I think I just put in Thunderkin now, and do I want to attack with Thunderkin?
I don't think so.
Okay, so then I probably just want to bring it in into next turn.
So Voice of Resurgence could be an okay attack, because if they cast a spell to bump the Blister Coil Weirds, then we get an elemental out of it. But I don't think combat's necessary at this point.
Okay. I'm okay with sitting on this, so let's pass for now. Yep. I'm really just intrigued to see what in the world they're gonna do. Like, this could be really saucy, or a scoop.
Oh.
Or a scoop. That also works. Why?
I wonder if it just didn't hit red mana?
Maybe? Huh.
That's about the only thing that I could make sense out of that with.
Yeah. Do we even care about a Dismember? Because, like, if they're gonna go off... What was that, Dalton?
I'd say Dismember or Shriekmaw.
Yeah. I'd probably go Shriekmaw over Dismember, because if we Dismember and they're able to go off at instant speed, Dismember doesn't matter. And then we just lose 4 life for it.
Correct.
Shriekmaw would be way better. Patrick agrees. What do we take out?
The only problem with Shriek Maw is we need to tick up our vial a lot.
Yes. Oh.
Take out image probably makes sense,
Yeah.
because if Blister Coil weirds, I assume they're gonna have bolts or something that would cause us to lose it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Anytime I'm in a deck where I have 4 Phantasmal Images and I just think they're gonna get wasted immediately, then yeah, pitch an image or two. This should be fascinating.
Alright, opponent, please do not concede without telling us what you're doing.
Yeah, seriously, I want to see this deck go off. Like, I don't mind losing a game to it. I just want to see what in the world they're coming up with. Like, with us, it's pretty obvious. Just elementals go.
Yeah, there's really not much you're hiding when you play Cavern of Souls naming elemental. That's the hand of magic cards.
It is.
Not one I'm excited about.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing exciting here. But a turn 2 Voice of Resurgence does seem as good as we can ask for against whatever we think this player is trying to do.
A turn 2 voice seems great against what I think they might be doing.
I agree. So let's go with that.
And then a turn 3 Phantasmal Image on a voice.
Mm-hmm. That's where things get really saucy.
If they sack it, we get a Vesper Lark.
Yeah. And Vesper Lark back to Phantasmal Image is just tasty.
Yes. Still not thrilled,
Right.
but I'll accept it.
Yeah. It has grindy elements to it that makes it worthwhile to play, because apparently all we need to do is just not die in 3 turns and they'll just concede, so.
Yeah. That's how I love playing Magic.
Right?
Don't die for 3 turns and then they concede.
Uh-oh, they found red mana. We're doomed.
Oh no. Cool, so I was right.
You were correct. Teamer Blister Coils. What in the world?
They could be on a Teamer Elemental build. No, Blister Coils is a weird type. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that doesn't... I don't remember it being an elemental, but I couldn't remember the exact one.
I feel like weirds definitely should be elementals.
Yeah, but they're weird.
You're not wrong, but...
That also does very much look like an elemental, you're right.
And a soldier, Marcos.
Yeah.
It could be a weird and an elemental.
True story. Alright, so I'm going to put out the Reflecting Pool mainly just to have mana to be able to put out with a Phantasmal Image with. So we never have to worry about it. And now I think we're just going to Voice. I don't feel a need to tutor up anything just yet.
I agree.
Although
I think we should use our mana efficiently. And then next turn we could Flamekin Harbinger and Phantasmal Image.
Yep. And I think I probably just want to put Unsettled Mariner on top of the library. Yeah. Either that or a Risen Reef. Just depends how much greedy we want to get with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited that they have another turn before we make that decision.
Yeah.
Because we're working off of a lot of assumed information.
Oh snap, they're bolting it right away.
Okay.
That's fine by me.
Sure.
Get our other elemental. Can I just say how awesome it is to just, like, to have somebody do anything on our turn when we have a Voice of Resurgence and a Risen Reef out? It is the most valuable thing I've ever seen.
Oh, a Braid.
Alright, they just want to get rid of everything.
I mean, sure.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like they really want to make sure that we don't have a voice around. Do we tutor up a voice with Flamekin Harbinger and cast it?
I mean, we could. So next turn, can we evoke the Vesperlark and Flamekin Harbinger?
Um, we could. This one get
Power
back.
1. Okay.
Yeah, it's power 1 or less, so it does not pull back the voice, sadly.
Rats.
Indeed. Yeah, I think the line here is Harbinger, and then image on the elemental token. And then next turn, Voice of Resurgence, Vesperlark if we lose the image. Like, we can totally chump block the weird with the image, and then just bring it back as a copy of Voice of Resurgence, and then we're off to the races.
Yeah. I am down for this.
Alright. Oh, why you gotta do that to me, Dak? Now I just want to cast Risen Reefs all day. But
I mean, we're gonna.
I think I mean, I guess that matters more on how much danger we think we're in.
Well, we can definitely chump with the Risen Reef. So it's either going to eat a removal spell or buy us some life here.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could, just see what happens and. Huh.
This is a tough choice. Because, I mean, on one hand, Harbinger into image, putting voice on top, and then voice Vesperlark for another copy of a voice seems stupid. But then, doing all that with the Risen Reef on the field. I mean, let's be greedy.
All agreed.
Blue. By the way, I don't know if you noticed me doing that just now, but Magic Online has been updated and apparently is now going off of the arena crowd rule, and you can now cast a spell by dragging it onto the field.
Oh.
I just did that. And if you don't have mana floating, it'll ask you to tap it.
I didn't notice, but that is exciting.
Indeed. Okay. We draw an Unsettled Mariner.
So, the two targets we were hoping to possibly tutor off of this Flamekin Harbinger, we just end up with regardless.
Yeah.
Cool. I want to play Magic like this every day.
Yeah, this speaks to all my value engine loving ways. That's going after the elemental token. That's actually fine by me.
Yeah.
So you're at a 2/2. I'll gladly take 2. Or it'll probably be like 4, but realistically, we're at 17. They're not going to kill us in one shot.
So I wonder if this is I wonder if this list runs like Swift Spears, Become Immense, Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Maybe.
I can see all of those being very good with a Blister Coil Weird Teamer strategy. Are you familiar with the Great Rules interaction that is delve a Become Immense onto your Dreadhorde Arcanist, and it is now big enough to flash back the Become Immense?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I feel Unsettled Mariner and Phantasmal Image, or Phantasmal Image first onto the Risen Reef.
Yes.
And then Unsettled Mariner and just let's go.
Strong agree.
Cool. I love seeing that. Oh my goodness, all the Mariners.
Another one.
And another one.
Oh gosh. This is too much value.
Now you see why I was so excited when I first saw this deck.
Marcos, we can't cast all of our cards. This is too much value.
Oh, just wait, there's more.
Oh no.
Put it on the
Take
field.
it.
Alright, so we have a full grip of 7 cards. We have more land than our opponent on the draw. And more creatures.
Quite a few blockers, yep.
Yeah. So much so, I'm actually just going to, like, chip in for one. Send a message.
I like it. Get aggressive. Grrr.
Hey, called it, Swift Spear.
Okay.
So now I see more of why they basically scooped as soon as they didn't have red mana last game.
Yep.
I don't care. I don't care. I'll block. Or I won't block. That's fine. Do like 5 damage to me, I don't care. Like, the fact that they don't have red mana up right now just makes me not care about anything they're doing on attacks.
Yeah, so the thing we'd have to watch out for here are things like mutagenic growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well played, sir. Good call.
And shenanigans like that.
Yeah. That's her.
Fascinating that they pay 2 life for it, though. So I'm wondering if that means we are about to just die.
Oh.
Fortunately for us, they do not have Temur Battle Rage open.
True. They might become immense?
Is it an instant? Yes,
Yes,
it is.
it is. Gross. Well, we called this after I declared no blocks, but we called it. That's 11, 12, 13, 14.
Without a doubt, the worst time to call shots.
Yeah, okay. Leave blockers back, jeez. Ooh.
Go to 1. Bolt.
Oh, goodness. Alright, well, let's see what we can do here.
Gosh, what can we do? So...
Interesting interactions. We can stack triggers so that we immediately draw whatever we're getting from our Flamekin Harbinger.
Correct.
So, is there anything that we can get that would just be immediately, like, amazing?
I think Omnath is what we'd have to get.
We can try and chain... We can try and chain an Omnath, but we could also do a Shriekmaw. And just evoke it to get rid of their...
Omnath would immediately kill one of these things.
Yes.
Shriekmaw would do the same, but Omnath leaves a bigger body.
That's true.
And then with Omnath, once we play our land, we can get a +1/+1 counter on any of our elementals, which leaves even more power on the board.
Okay. I like it.
So we want to do the Flamekin before we play a land.
Mm-hmm. Stack the triggers so that we tutor first, then Risen Reef, Risen Reef. So, Risen Reef, tutor. Which other creatures do we want to kill first?
Probably Blister Coil Weird. It represents an attacker and a blocker.
Okay. Let's blue, red, green, and 1.
Alright, opponent, you ready to read some standard cards?
Blister Coil, get gone. Draw more Risen Reefs. Sure. And a Flicker Wisp. Sure.
If I must.
I will play a Primal Beyond, and I'll actually put out the Aether Vial. Because if we can live past this next turn, then we are good. Let's reveal another Risen Reef, because why not? Put a counter on... I feel like the Mariner will probably be solid there. Then we have 2/3/3 bodies that we can throw underneath.
Yep.
No attacks because I learned my lesson. Let's not send a message. Aether Vial. That puts us down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have to discard. Let's just pitch a Risen Reef and get it back with an Awakener later. Oh no, a Flicker Wisp.
Yeah.
Alright. Because if we Flicker Wisp, we can bounce their Steam Vents next turn and cut them off of red.
Or if we just block their creature, we're almost at lethal.
Oh jeez.
If we could Flicker Wisp their creature next turn,
Yeah.
then we would be able to Thunderkin Awakener the Flicker Wisp, get that back, flicker out the Swift Spear. Oh no, because we have to block this turn.
Yeah. Well, they don't have the Bolt, thankfully, because no reason to play out a Blister Coil.
Oh, they're out of cards.
Oh.
There's nothing in hand.
Oh. Oh, now we can do silly things.
Okay, so Flamekin Harbinger gets 2 Risen Reef triggers.
Mm-hmm.
So Flamekin Harbinger could give us another... No, we only have the one Flicker Wisp, right?
At the moment, yes. We could find another one.
That's what I'm saying. We only have the one in the... So we have 2 in the deck right now.
Yes.
Cool. So if we Thunderkin Awakener,
mm-hmm.
then in combat, we could flicker one of their things. We could tutor up another one in Flicker,
mm-hmm.
which would put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 power. So a land gives us lethal.
Okay.
Cool.
But wait, they have 2 blockers.
Correct. So we Flamekin Harbinger.
Yes.
Tutor up a Flicker Wisp.
Okay.
Cast the Flicker Wisp.
Uh-huh.
Cast Thunderkin Awakener.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Flicker Wisps will get rid of the Blister Coil Weird.
Ah,
when we go to combat, the second Flicker Wisp gets rid of the Swift Spear. And then the land drop will give us an extra power on board from Omnath, which puts us to 15 power.
Let's do it. Flamekin. Find us a Flicker Wisp. Put it on top. This is... First of all, that's awesome of you for seeing that line, because I was just going to go with flood the board and then just flicker Omnath multiple times. But I love this more. Flicker Wisp. Draw it, and then get another Thunderkin Awakener. Sure. Let's cast Flicker Wisp.
Yep.
Let's not use that. This one. Cast Flicker Wisp. Risen Reef. Risen Reef.
Oh gosh.
Get rid of their Swift Spear. Look at an Aether Vial. And put a land onto the battlefield. Which... I will reveal a Thunderkin Awakener. I will then put this trigger on the Unsettled Mariner. We then play a land.
Yep.
Elemental. Put the counter on a Risen Reef. Play a Thunderkin Awakener. Uncounterable. Get more cards in our hand. Get more cards in our hand. Wish I could cast a Skelemental so bad. Go to combat, get a Flicker Wisp, bounce the Blister Coil. Weird.
Game.
Yes. Put some more lands on the field. No, I don't care about revealing stuff. Give me my counters. Counter, let's put it on Omnath proper. And dome them. I think at this point they're even just going like, what the hell just happened?
Yep.
Oh man. So they comboed with Mutagenic Growth, Become Immense, and just like went off, brought us to 1, and then we went, that's cute, die.
Yes.
You know what makes me actually really sad about this specifically? If I did not attack with that Risen Reef, then we still would have won this turn. But I didn't know that because we got at least 1 or 2 extra counters off of the lands. So actually attacking with that Risen Reef did matter. I sent a message, and it made a difference.
You right. You right. Proud of you.
This deck is silly. I like it. Let's do that again.
Yes, that was a good first match.
Yeah, not bad.
So that teamer list is a, quote unquote real deck.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Did we get not a real game of Magic game 1? Yes, we did not get the realest game of Magic.
True.
But that happens.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't draw the color that you need. Double Aether Vial, seems like an absolute go.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, yes.
Sneak it.
I love this hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about the dirty things it's going to do. Because Flamekin's going to tutor up, get us. So what's fun here is we can Vial on 1, and then next turn, we could tick up the Vial in the upkeep, drop in Flamekin Harbinger, and get a Thunderkin Awakener to do dirty things with Skelemental on turns 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Oh, you are my kind of horrible. I agree, Patrick. Turn 2 Mariner seems real good because anything with black in there I want to protect against Thoughtseizes and direct removal, so... Alright, so... Put a counter on.
So this is a good point too, is that we may just want to take the, quote unquote safer line and drop the Mariner in now, because that'll help protect other things.
Yes.
So we don't have to go with the fun, fancy Ether Vial and upkeep line.
Yeah. I like just dropping the Mariner in and making it do some protection work.
Is it cute? Very.
Yes.
Is it necessary? Not at all.
Absolutely not. Okay, how is it that we have 4 Aether Vials right now?
Luck.
Is that what you want to call it?
Marcos, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you register 4 Aether Vials in your deck?
Yes.
You asked for this.
Okay.
Did you... How many Risen Reefs did you register in your deck?
4.
How many did you want to see last game?
All of them.
So you did this to yourself.
I did this to myself, yes. Alright. Well, we taxed them. Didn't do a whole lot more, but hey. So do we want to affect our draw next turn? I kind of want to slam another Aether Vial next turn, so I'm okay with just casting the 1-drop and then having this access to 2.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Okay. Two. We get something good, preferably a 2. Ooh. Soon, my friend. Ooh. Soon. Aether Vial.
Don't think I don't love you.
Harbinger. Alright, what do we search for?
Do you think we just get another Mariner?
I'm torn between Mariner and Voice of Resurgence. I'm probably going for Mariner. Actually, no. No, I think Voice of Resurgence is the right call.
Or we could also get a Thunderkin Awakener. To just keep tutoring later.
Actually, yeah, I like that.
If this Harbinger dies.
I like that a lot.
Throw it in front of like a Tarmogoyf or something like that.
Yeah. Absolutely agree. Awakener. Because then you can do all sorts of shenanigans by, like, if they let us just attack them with a Skelemental next turn, then we can just run it back for value.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And then bringing back the Harbinger is also really good. Patrick agrees. And step. Okay. Nothing here. Take them both up.
Weird Skelemental lines. If you wanted, you could put a Skelemental in at their end step to try to bait the counter or like the removal spell.
Sure.
So that you could Thunderkin Awakener in our turn to bring it back.
Interesting. So at this point, do I just jam the Skelemental and hope they don't have the removal spell, or do I Risen Reef and try and get a little more value?
Huh. They've been holding up a lot of mana all game.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
The fact that we have Thunderquinn next turn makes me okay with whatever they'll do to the Skelemental because it forces action on their end.
Sure.
And then worst comes to worst, if they don't have anything for it, then we just get them.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. I am going to put out another vial.
Yep.
That way we can just leave them 1, 2, 3, and then just have the one ready to tick up if we need. Yeah, let's just put out Skelemental.
Sure.
See what happens. Jam in there and get it.
Go, my Skelly friend.
Yep.
Okay, so another line we could take would have been we could try to put in the Risen Reef, and then if we reveal the land, or rather if we look at the top card and it's a land, instead of revealing it, we could just have it go straight to hand so that we could play it for turn untapped. And we may also be able to play the Skelemental from it.
That's true. I totally would not have seen that line. Or rather, clearly I didn't, but that's really good.
Now, it's very, hit or miss.
Yeah.
It's either we spent our turn playing a 1/1 or we got some sweet value. Because even then, when the Skelemental dies, at least it drew a card or put a land into play, right?
Right. Oh. Gonna get the Awakener.
The Awakener.
Yep.
Though to be fair, out of all the things they could have hit off of Bloodbraid Elf,
I'm okay with that.
Not the scariest.
Wait, they took the Risen Reef?
Huh. They know we can get it back, right?
Maybe they don't play standard.
Hootered for Thunderkin Awakener.
That's a thing. Okay. Maybe they just have the bolt for the Thunderkin Awakener before we can attack with it? That's what they're representing. Yeah. I mean, it's Jund. Like, they're just gonna have it sometimes.
Yeah.
Alright, put a counter on this one. Yes.
Alright, so here's the question. Is it land off the top? Because if so, then the Risen Reef line would have been great.
Yes. I'll leave this on 3, I think. Yeah. Was it a land? Was it a land? It's a Risen Reef.
Hey. Okay, cool.
Alright, well. Let's drop a Risen Reef.
So drop the Risen Reef, see if they bolt it.
I mean, they kind of have to save their bolt for the Awakener, so it's like a free Risen Reef one way or the other.
They do, but if we get the Awakener, then that's 2 Risen Reef triggers.
Seriously. Get an math.
Sure. Do we tick a vial up to 4?
We can. We can literally have 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I do not need any of my mana to cast any of my spells this turn.
Nope.
So let's cast an Aether Vial.
And then we also put a Thunderkin Awakener into play.
Yep.
Alright, let's see if this Skelly Boy gets in.
Reveal. So do we Skelly or do we Risen Reef on the attack with Thunderkin?
Skelly.
Yeah.
Full greed.
Oh my goodness, they're letting us attack with it. Oh, they're gonna be so upset that they didn't take this. We're gonna learn them.
It fascinates me though, because they know that we tutored for Awakener.
Yeah.
Which means in our value plan, this is a high value card.
Yeah. I mean, they just conceded the match. This is their way of going, no, yeah, I totally messed that up. That was the absolute wrong choice. I totally punted, and they were punished. And now they don't want to play with us anymore. They disconnected even. They just closed Moto. They're like, nope.
Ow.
None of that shenanigans. Okay, well, we got the bingo board piece of having 4 Aether Vials all in a row. Sequential.
And bingo board of concede the match game 1.
Alright, let's run it back. See what we got.
So what you're saying is we actually need to make official Team CE bingo cards.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Hey, if the Pro Tour or the Mythic Championship can rip that off and SUG lets them get away with it, I'm sure we can too.
Ooh, I could even give out a free booster pack of M20 on Arena.
Hey, there you go.
For whoever gets the first bingo.
Nailed it.
Thank you, Channel Fireball Events.
This is really awkward, but it seems still serviceable.
Huh.
Right?
I mean, yeah, if we're tutoring stuff, that's...
We
so
literally
this is another
just...
one of those scenarios where we could Flamekin Harbinger upkeep, tutor a 2-drop, and then have a 2-drop to play on 2.
Oh, yeah. I need to put another stop in my upkeep because after I... Oh, come on, opponent.
Aw.
What? Wow. Oh.
We're too scared.
Jeez. Alright, what else? Well, with that hand, yeah, I agree. Turn 1 Vial. I need to figure out how in the world I can actually respond to after letting the trigger resolve hold priority. I think I need to hit control to do that. Because that's not a standard thing in Moto. It just automatically passes to your opponent in your upkeep, and then you just go to draw. But
okay. Cool. So we're breaking Moto.
Yep. Sitting very awkwardly. Trying to accommodate my pup and a microphone and streaming rig on my lap. It's fun. Yes, I would like to play first. This is a hand.
Oh, yes, it is.
This is a hand of magic that doesn't actually let me cast 4 out of my 7 cards. This is them all.
Yes.
Mana is the one thing that will get us in this, especially if you get the multiple phantasmal images.
Ooh.
This is better. This is much
I'm
better.
in for this one.
I keep this. Do we dump the Omnath or do we pitch the image?
I think pitch image. Omnath being a one of, it's just so powerful.
But the problem there is if it's a Thoughtseize deck, we lose him for the whole game.
Yeah. That's fair.
Like, I kind of like having Omnath in the deck and just bringing him out when I need him.
True.
I think I'm inclined to dump Omnath.
Can arbiters to either shuffle or tutor, so
Mm-hmm.
that's fair.
Yeah. Finding the Omnath is actually not difficult with this at all.
Yeah, fine. Do the smart thing.
Did you call him Cheeto, Patrick? That's hilarious.
Cheeto?
He looks like he has Cheeto dust all over his fingers.
Omnath?
Yeah. Look at his art in that card.
Okay.
He is not wrong. Although
Take your word for it.
I think that name is not designated for Omnath necessarily, but we'll leave that to be its own thing. He is Cheeto Hands, yes. Alright, voice. Show me how powerful you are and how everybody is wrong for having forgotten
Petal
you.
Grove. Fascinating.
Yeah. Oh. Now I see why.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
It's gonna be a yikes from me, dog.
That's a big yikes for me, dog. Oh, there's the Harbinger.
There's Omnath.
Yup. Well, let's reveal Risen Reef and then just cast Risen Reef. And then image the Risen Reef. Or image voice.
Ooh, image voice.
Yeah.
Not that we have to, of course. Image Reef is a lot of value, though.
That is...
So Image Reef would... Image Reef could mean that if we don't... Okay, never mind. I was going to say, if we don't hit a land, then we could just, like, guarantee that we Omnath next turn.
Yeah.
And then an Omnath could kill a core Spirit Dancer and make them really sad, potentially.
Yeah. I like imaging a reef here. It offsets the fact that we had to mull a little bit and just gives us some stuff to do.
Uh-huh.
And with a Harbinger to get whatever we need, it's just going to be good gas. The reef. I love this. And we get rewarded. Super rewarded. Alright, let's leave this as it is. I like Voice of Resurgence as like the Uber blocker.
Mm-hmm.
And then next turn, image... next turn I think we definitely image the voice, because it's just too powerful to not. Umbra, go.
Or we Omnath, image Omnath, kill this thing. Oh, no, Totem Armor. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, if we can get... Depends if their next one has Totem Armor, too. It does not. So we would
But
need
we
to
don't have 6 elementals.
But we could. Oh, but it's 9. Never mind. Oh, that's right. They draw cards off of this. So they just go off forever. Gross. Yep. And this has Trample.
And First Strike.
Sweet tap dancing Moses. What have we done? We might just be doomed here no matter what, but
I think so.
I'm trying to think of how else we actually can affect their creature. Like a Shriek Maw is beautiful here, but I mean, a Boggles match is not what you want Shriek Maws for.
No.
Another Harbinger. Okay. Do we put this up to 3?
I mean, eh.
Alright, let's think. What are we tutoring?
So, I think we are dead in the water here.
I agree.
But I would say that the smart play would be to, yes, probably take that up to 3.
Okay. For what specifically? Are we... Oh, Flicker Wisp?
Flicker Wisp would be great.
I think Flicker Wisp is the play.
Oh, we have one in the deck. You're right.
Yeah, we have 3 in the deck. So yes,
Patrick,
let's take this
where
up
were
to
you
3. Sorry, Skelemental, you are not my friend right now. We need to find a Flicker Wisp stat. So...
Okay, we can Skelemental and Flicker Wisp because our
Yes.
Vial is on 3.
Yes. Get some of their cards out of their hand.
Oh my gosh, wait.
So let's look at the deck first. But I mean, Flicker Wisp seems to be the gas.
Hold up a second.
Yes.
So we can... So if one of these Risen Reefs hits an untapped land, we can choose not to put it into the battlefield tapped. Have we played a land this turn?
I don't know.
So all I'm saying is, we would have enough mana if we can get a land drop this turn to Skelemental, Phantasmal Image Skelemental, and drop a Flicker Wisp.
Okay. I mean, we can Flicker Wisp now and still try to do that line.
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm saying I think we can hit for 6, 12, 13, 14 at least, and
Okay.
then get 4 cards out of their hand and leave them with a 2/2.
Okay. Well, let's...
Oh no, that's lethal because of our big, dumb elemental.
Oh, yes.
Marcos, I found lethal.
Alright, so Reefs after bouncy stuff.
Yep.
Flicker Wisp is so good.
Whew.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we want that in hand.
Oh! Nope. That was my bad. But...
Right, so now we...
Yeah, you're right.
Cast Elemental, make sure to leave Ziggurat open so that we can play an image.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. That was totally my punt, but it worked. That was a match, too. Holy cow.
Yeah, I thought we were just dead.
Yeah, there was... Flicker Wisp? Yeah, Patrick, you told us Flicker Wisp is really, really, really good. Flicker Wisp says, what totem armor?
Oh, and we win the match.
Yeah. So, we do have to recognize if that was a Boggles or a whatever the other dumb creature is, then that absolutely would not have worked and we would have been super dead.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at that point we still could have gone for lethal because then that Flicker Wisp would just be a Skelemental. Like, we would have tutored up the Skelemental to go with the Skelemental in hand, dumped them both out, and had lethal on the crackback.
Yeah, we could have had 3. So, theoretically, we could have Skelemental, Flame Harbinger to get another Skelemental off of one of the Aether Vials, and then Phantasmal Image to have 3 Skelementals.
Yeah.
So even if that was a Bogle, we still would have had lethal that turn.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Wow.
So, I will say, I was naysayer when Marcos pitched this deck to me. I just had absolutely no confidence that this would be able to have any sort of legs to stand on in Modern. And I am very excited to say I was wrong, because this has been great. We have taken down Teamer spells. We have taken down Jund and Bogles.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I mean, this is a very nice toolbox. Like, the Harbingers are incredibly powerful with a Risen Reef on the field. Like, I didn't realize this the last time I was playing this deck, because I don't think I ever had both of them on the field at the same time, but tutoring and being able to immediately draw it for 1 mana?
1 mana demonic tutor. Like, yes.
That can be uncounterable because of a Cavern of Souls if you really need it to be, like.
Or that you could cast at instant speed with an Aether Vial or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really busted.
Cool.
This is a deck.
Exciting.
This is fun. Let's run it back.
Hope you enjoy your stay.
Let's see what else we can do with this. For everybody joining us a little bit later on, welcome. We are doing really broken things with elementals in Modern and trying to learn this deck and all of the surprisingly large number of lines that you can have with this deck.
I like this hand.
I do too. Because we can realistically Flamekin on 1, get a Risen Reef, put out Unsettled Mariner on 2, and then turn 3, put out the Risen Reef, and just be going to the races.
And lose it? Yeah.
Probably. But in this one, I'm actually not going to...
Go wild.
Sorry?
Lose it as in go wild, not the game.
I mean, it could go either way, but probably go wild, but yes. In this instance, I'm actually going to play the Cavern of Souls first, because even though it's cool to cast a Flinken off of the actual mountain, it doesn't allow us to cast an Unsettled or Voice of Resurgence on turn 2. So. Tranquil Thicket on the battlefield. I'm going to assume this is Jund and a Ren and 6 style Jund. That's just like my immediate instinct off of that. I could be totally wrong. That's fun. Right, let's do Elemental.
Exciting.
Let's get a Risen Reef. And then I think if they do put out a Red and 6 next turn, that us slamming Mariner is going to be really fucking good for us.
Yeah.
Look for a Risen Reef. Have our opponents scratching their heads. Okay.
Awkward.
Is this just like a Loam cycle value deck? Hey, look at that, friend. So actually, because there's no Ren and 6, do we Mariner now or do we Voice a Resurgence?
I think we Voice.
I do too.
And then next turn we could even Skelemental just to get more information, see what they're doing, and you know, take you out of their hand.
Yeah. Everything about this I like. Send a message. And apparently every point of damage matters in this deck because you can just out of nowhere like 15 them just because.
Because you want to.
Yeah. Like, that's not a line... Like, that's why I'm really happy to have you helping me out with playing this deck right now, because you can see all the lines. Like, my brain is wired in the Amulet way of get value and keep the game going as long as you can because you have inevitability. And you have the much more aggro style regrowth, okay. And you have the ability to just math out immediately, like, I have lethal if I do 18 different things this way. And the fact that both of those are things you can do with this deck is really cool. Well done.
Tapped out, yes. Value.
Run.
Value me harder.
Yup. Everybody in the club getting smacked in the face with some elementals.
Whew. Man, I'm excited to see what they discard here.
Yeah, seriously. I have no idea what they're doing.
Oh.
What?
Siege Rhino deck.
Okay. Abzan value. Okay. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Rhino deck.
Or if they put out a Plains and put out a Rhino, I believe you. Street Wraith. Wait, between Ephemerate, Resto, and all these cycling cards, are they an Astral Drift deck?
Ooh, Astral Drift, Siege Rhino. That seems fun.
Okay. So they couldn't find white. I'm pretty sure what was happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that was fascinating. Oh boy, what do we do here?
Okay, so against this, we'd want Wismares. If it is an Astral Drift.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Dismember?
I don't like Dismember.
Dismember maybe, because if we could dismember a Moo Cow while they're trying to blink it.
Oh, sure.
But both of those sideboard decisions are playing off of cards that we didn't actually see.
I agree. Right now, the only thing I can think of is I don't want to bring in an extra Flicker Wisp.
Correct. I don't think extra Flicker Wisp was the correct decision. Sorry, Patrick.
Yeah. This is the one time where I'm like, Flicker Wisp, you are not the MVP here. Unless we're doing it to mess with their lands. But even then, that's like for the ones that have to stay in the deck because we're not taking that much out. I mean, I'm okay with bringing in 2 Wismares in place of a Flicker Wisp and a Phantasmal Image.
Yeah.
Just as kind of a hedge, because like that much cycling, that's the only thing I can see consistently there, and if they're doing any kind of value recursion off of that, then it only means that they should be running Astral Drift. So hedge our bets.
If they are playing a well-constructed version of the list that I think they are playing.
Mm-hmm. Like, everything about it so far, even though we haven't seen the Astral Drift, just screams, like, I'm cycling everything, I have a Resto Angel, and I probably have things that give me value when they enter the battlefield. They should be running it. And
this
if they're not, I'll be
looks
shocked.
Great.
Yeah, it does. This is beautiful.
I don't even know what we want to tutor.
Me neither. I actually don't think we tutor right away.
Give me just a quick second.
Sure. Doing some research. Scouting the field.
Real quick.
Ooh, they have a white source.
Okay. So Siege Rhino says each opponent, which means that Unsettled Mariner is not as exciting.
Okay. White source. Entered tapped. Okay. Cavern of Souls naming. I wonder what.
Bear.
Do we want to just get a Skelemental?
Probably.
I mean, with a Vesperlark in hand, kind of like that.
Yeah. I agree.
No, wait, that's power 1. That is a non-bow.
The more I read Vesperlark, the more I just don't like it.
Right? Do we just want a Voice of Resurgence for turn 2?
That's not bad. Than any of the... Oh, more research.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Voice of Resurgence for turn 2 and the ability that we can chump block with this, and if we lose it, get it back with a Vesper Lark for more tutoring later on if we need to. But this still gives us some value.
I am 100% on grabbing Voice.
Cool. Let's go. Because no matter what, we can get, at the very least, the Harbinger back with the Vesper Lark, which I think is the more, like, the way they designed this deck.
Yeah, for a quick second, I was confusing the text of Voice of Resurgence and Witch Stalker.
Witch Stalker?
So, yes, Witch Stalker.
I don't even know that card.
It is a 3-mana 3/3 from M15. It was a cycle of cards that gave you some sort of upside against 2 other cards in the wedge against that color. So, for example, Witch Stalker, if an opponent cast a blue or black spell on your turn, you'd put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Okay.
There's the Lifebane zombie, which was a black 3-mana 3/1.
I remember that one very well.
You could grab a green or white card from an opponent's hand, and it stayed exiled for as long as you had the zombie. So for some reason, I had to remind myself that Voice of Resurgence could trigger off of any card, not just off of blue or black.
What in the world is this card?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's a Rampant Growth. With cycling.
Yes.
Okay, so if they're not playing Astral Drift, I have no clue what they're doing. Alright, they're going full Abzan. They might have the full Siege Rhino next turn. What do we even do against the Siege Rhino?
Wispmare.
No, in that case I think we, what's it called? Omnath.
Right.
I like Risen Reef.
Reef is always great.
Yep. Get the value engine going so that once we start doing more impactful things, it ends up being really, really powerful. Yes.
Nice.
Alright.
Aggro.
This deck is so weird. It's an aggro deck, it's a toolbox deck, and it's a combo deck.
Yes. I believe that is just called value.
Yeah, this is super value. Okay. We haven't seen Astral Drift yet. A Morph?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fun.
I mean, I'm going to attack at the very least my Harbinger into it because then I can just immediately Vesper Lark and then tutor up Omnath.
Yeah?
But...
yeah, so this thing is going to get blinked.
yeah. Huh. What if we Flicker Wisp it? Because I mean,
I think we want them to use their resource, right?
Well, it depends because like, if they try and regrow something from their graveyard with like a Den Protector, then blinking it actually does nothing. It like prevents them from doing that and getting the Megamorph counter. The thing I'm asking myself is what in the world could they possibly be morphing? And the only thing I can think of is either Den Protector or Deathmiss Raptor. Both of which I would want to know before I start swinging in with my team.
The other thing, as dumb as this sounds, but I don't put it past this deck, Akroma has Morph.
Oh yeah, they could just also play completely unmorphable cards and just blink them for value. In which case we would be helping them. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Do I think it's likely? Absolutely not.
Okay, so.
So we probably attack with Reef and Harbinger.
Mm-hmm.
No, we definitely want them to block Harbinger. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Cool.
just attack with Harbinger first, see what happens, and then go from there.
Gosh. This is exciting.
Yeah. Like, whoever designed Morph is, like, must be super happy if they're watching this, because, like, the whole point of Morph is just, I'm terrified to attack into this thing.
Ha! Got there.
Yep. So then. I think we Mariner and Flicker Wisp are Risen Reef?
We could Flicker Wisp our own Harbinger.
We could Flicker Wisp our own Harbinger. Why didn't I think of Flicker Wisping our own Harbinger? Patrick will tell you, he's the one who plays Flicker Wisp. I've never played Flicker Wisp, so these lines just do not normally make sense to me.
So Mariner and Harbinger.
Yep. This is
Mariner and Wisp, rather.
opponent.
Cool. I like it.
Cool. Blue.
And then we get triggers from Risen Reef too. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, who would have ever thought a 3-mana 1/1 would just dominate game? 3-mana 1/1 uncommon.
Such a good card. Like, this is the engine of everything.
Yeah. So I'm currently working on seeing how much in my collection I already have for an uncommon cube.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell what I want to do with my blue-green. Like, I'd like a different archetype than just simply blue-green value.
Sure.
But then I see a card like Risen Reef, and I'm like, oh man, this is an uncommon. You have the new 2-mana 2/2 Flying Fairy that adds blue-green from Throne of Eldraine.
Oh yeah.
Gyre Engineer, which is from Ravnica Allegiance, which is a 3-mana 1/3 that taps to add Simic. And then you have Urban Evolution, all printed at uncommon.
That's an uncommon, really?
Yes, it was uncommon in UMA.
Wow. And we just drew another Flamekin.
I just have no idea what value or what direction I want to go in that cube.
So what are we tutoring up right now?
Omnath?
Okay. Seems totally legit to me.
Probably. Is there anything else we'd rather? Like,
other than a Skelemental? Not really.
okay, so we could get... Okay, that's fair, yeah. I was thinking the other line we could take is grab another Risen Reef, but...
I think that's a little too greedy right now, considering we don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Omnath it is. Let me just draw it and go.
Omnath it is.
Plus, next turn we can also just Flicker Wisp. Or, I'm sorry, not Flicker Wisp. We can just cast this other Flamekin Harbinger we have in hand and draw whatever else we need at the moment, too. So if we want another Risen Reef, we can get it. If we need another Voice of Resurgence, we can get it.
Yep.
This Morph is freaking me out.
It's fun.
Hypocrisite? 3/1/1 counters. If you didn't cast it from hand, which they did, so. And if it dies, exile it with 3 time counters on it and gain suspend. What game are you playing, opponent? Because I'm not familiar with it. This does not look like Magic to me.
So when I said our opponent was on Siege Rhino,
Yeah.
I think I may have given them too much credit.
Cool. What is the play here? Five
So if
mana. Go ahead.
So if we were to Flamekin Harbinger into Omnath, that would give us a total of 7 elementals, which is a lot to shoot down basically any morph.
We can kill them.
We could just dome our opponent for 7.
Dome our opponent for 7. The Flamekin gets a Flicker Wisp, which we can then draw.
Did we bring in a second Flicker Wisp?
Our deck naturally has 3.
Oh, 3. Okay, and then the 4th is in the sideboard. Cool.
Yes.
I was thinking of that backwards. I was thinking 1 in deck, 3 in board.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm just trying to think of anything else. Is there any way that we can draw like an image, but that's not an elemental, and this has to find an elemental?
Yep.
So image is out. Otherwise, we would just immediately.
7.
Yeah.
Is really exciting.
I like doming for 7 and then just holding back. Work around that that morph that is so looming and threatening.
Or we could just dome for 7.
Oh yeah, dome for 7.
We could Skelemental, but
yeah. All right, so we have a Flicker Wisp, and the Flicker Wisp will just blink the Omnath next turn.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Draw the Flicker Wisp. Okay. Cast Omnath.
Omnath, and then we play our land, and we could put a counter on Flicker Wisp, get in for more damage.
Another Vesperlark. That's fine. Land for the turn. Reveal. I mean, we already revealed Flicker Wisp, so. Put a counter on Flicker Wisp and fly over.
Yep.
God, this deck. Oh yeah, let's just casually dome them for 7, set up another dome for 7. If we had an image, we could have just won in one shot with 14 damage straight to the face that they couldn't do anything about.
Yep. Some quality Magic.
This is silly. I forget who it was who put this list together originally. I need to find out who it was because I need to give them a lot of props for this wonderful design. Realistically, we could have just actually just attacked all out and potentially just gotten them. But,
so that would put them to 1.
Yeah.
Because block Voice, block Mariner, Flamekin, and Reef, that gets rid of,
Yeah, and then we wouldn't be able to do the auto down next turn.
Chances are it'd still probably be fine, but...
Better play it safe in case they have like a big life-linking dummy under that morph.
Yes. Which I don't actually know. I think that a Chroma would be the scariest morph they could have. But I'm going to put that one in the realm of basically impossible.
Yeah. I mean, that's going really deep with your Flicker cycle deck.
Uh-huh.
Not out of the question, but I'm actually just looking up every single card with morph right now. And I think I'm actually just going to try and put it in Abzan colors and see what comes up. 76 cards with morph.
And you've got, isn't there like, I don't know, Avalanche Tusker, I think, is like a big morph dude.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember the weird draft synergies from M25.
I just missed like Khans of Tarkir flipping up a Woolly Loxodon and wrecking your opponent when they attacked into you.
Yep.
So like really, I'm looking at this. Anything that's legal in Modern, which I didn't realize I had to actually set, but that's very important. In Modern, there's 62 cards with Morph. I'm just going to scroll all the way to like the most expensive ones, because that's, I guess, how you get the most value. Oh, our opponent disconnected.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Yep, I was wondering why they weren't just taking it and doing something fun. Well, while we're waiting, let's do a little research here.
Okay, so they have Abzan Guide as a potential, which is a 4/4 lifelink.
Yep.
Acid Spewer Dragons, a 3/3 flying death touch.
There is Croson Cloudscaper, a 13/13 that at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay green, and it morphs for 7 green, so flipping it up with an Ephemerate or something sounds really good.
I don't know if that's Modern legal.
It is. It was on the Time Spiral sheet.
Oh. It's called what?
Croson Cloudscraper. 7 green for a Beast Mutant. 13/13. That is literally just keyword big. Let's see. Slipstream Serpent is a 6/6 for 8 mana. But it can't attack unless defending player controls an island, and when you control no island, sacrifice it, so that's not right.
Oh, I see. It's like, okay. I was looking in my search of it, and I couldn't find Croson, but I forgot it starts with a K.
Ah, yes. Ah, they ended. A Chroma ain't. Wait, did you see that?
What?
The game is over.
What? Yes!
A Chroma Angel of Fury.
Oh my god, I'm so good at this game.
Oh my goodness, you win tonight, because I would never have made the Achroma call. Not once in a million years would I have made the Achroma call there.
Great. Gosh. Man, I am so good at Magic.
You are awesome at this game. I bow to your superior intellect.
That's also the second called shot with the... Or no, that's third with Swift Spears and Become Immense, Mutagenic Growth. Oh,
yep.
So I'm 4 for 4. Or no, sorry. I am 4 for 5. They did not show us a Siege Rhino.
That's true. And we never did see if they did have a an astral drift. Although if they didn't, like, how in the world were they planning on doing this? Just drawing ephemerates? Come on. Wow. And actually, Apocryphite makes sense in that Blink deck, because if it enters from not your hand, it gets the 3 counters. So you're just constantly getting a 4/4. It's time for the Carlos time. Say hi, buddy.
Carlos time.
What's up, dude?
Sweet.
How do you feel about that? That's an Achroma. You believe that? He doesn't care. He wants to go back. I'm sorry to disturb your slumber. Alright.
Thanks for giving us your time, Carlos.
His time is very precious. I think we can get one more match in and then we can call it a night.
Sure.
That was a good call, though. I'm still, like, flabbergasted by that shot call. That was very, very good.
We get one more match in, we shill, and then we go to bed.
So this is a hand.
This is a hand that has cards I like, but not one I think we should keep.
I agree. Sadly.
Oh.
I mean, this puts a lot of pressure on Lightning Scale Elemental to be good.
Yes, it does.
Which means we're not doing it. Bye-bye, Scale Elemental. Okay, this we can work with. Basically just bottom 2 Vesperlarks.
Bottom 2 Vesperlarks, yep.
Okay. Not the most exciting hand, but, you know. Going to 4 isn't exciting either, so let's not do that and say we did.
We're not Tron, so we can't go to 4.
No. Ooh.
Bloodstrand cracked immediately. Serum Visions. Okay.
That looks like digging. So here I'm playing the Ancient Ziggurat to bluff a little bit of humans.
Yep.
The jig will be up momentarily, but...
Cool. Field of Ruin looks really silly with Unsettled Mariner.
Yeah, it does, because it says permanent. Oh, I love it.
To pay 3 mana just to Field of Ruin? Ooh.
I love it. Really wish we had a Cavern of Souls, but this will do. Unless they mana leak it. Ah.
Wow. You with the called shots.
Yep. That's okay. Tonight is just the night of shot calling. Now they're probably like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not happy with it. So now we get to resolve a Risen Reef, which is important. Oh, but Voice of Resurgence. Okay, here's a legitimate question. Do we be mana efficient and get a Risen Reef out when we know they can't counter? Or do we Voice of Resurgence to make sure that we keep them honest about playing on their turn?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I think Voice is more important.
Probably Voice, because then if they counter a future Risen Reef, we get another Elemental.
Yep. Yeah, Voice is it. I mean, this is the whole point of Voice, so let's do Voice things. Cool thing here too is if we do get the Risen Reef countered next turn, we can just Vesperlark it back.
Yep.
Jace. Brainstorms. Looking for answers. So now here the question is, do we Phantasmal Image or Risen Reef? I think we Risen Reef.
Huh. Or we could Flamekin and Phantasmal Image.
That's also true.
But that seems so much better after we have a Reef.
Yes. That's the thing. Always put down the Reef first, unless you need to protect the ability to get the Reef. I feel like that's one of the rules that we can set for this deck and be okay with it.
Yes.
Alright, so... Oh, yes, I'm so used to playing Moto. Let's drag this out. Ah, it's like I'm playing Arena, except worse.
Except worse. You have to do all the sound effects, Marcos.
No! Really, just because I don't remember them all. Alright, we must kill Jace. Like, lickety-split. Let's get this out.
Bye-bye.
I'm really glad that we played one more match and got this matchup, because this is a good test for this deck. Like, if this deck can hold its own against blue-white control, that's gross. But it's okay. We still get that. And next turn we can...
we can Flamekin and Phantasmal Image or Vesper... Oh, we can Vesperlark the Reef back.
Yeah, we can.
So we can Flamekin, tutor up a thing, and then Risen Reef to get the thing.
Mm-hmm. I think we actually want to Aether Vial and then Vesperlark to get the Risen Reef back.
Pause. If we do it my way, we have enough power on board to kill Jace.
Good call. Never mind. Well played. Ha! Alright.
Get him.
So, Phantasmal Image copying the Elemental and Flamekin Harbinger?
That's an option. I was thinking we could copy Flamekin Harbinger and then get the value.
But if we double tutor. No, if we double tutor, we will have to shuffle, so we'll lose the first tutor.
Right. So that's dumb.
Alright, let's...
Or, no, sorry. So...
Go ahead.
No, so we'd want to... Oh, no, my whole thing was we'd need to Flamekin Harbinger and then Vesperlark, evoke it, and get back the Risen Reef, so that Risen Reef draws the thing we Vesperlarked for. Or
yes.
Harbinger.
Okay, there you go. That makes more sense. Got it.
That's the line I was suggesting. Okay. I now remember things I said.
Wonderful. Wondrous.
Prefer it that way.
What the hell are we tuning for? I think Voice of Resurgence is the call here.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. It's either that or Lightning Skelemental.
Ooh.
Which is better?
Elemental right now. God, that'd be nasty.
Mm-hmm. I think Voice, though.
Voice is the smart play.
Yeah. It's the adult play. Let's evoke the Vesperlark. And kill Jace.
Unless they have Dismember.
Don't say things like that. This whole turn was around killing Jace. Okay. We seem solid unless they have another sweeper. Yeah. And even then, we can still come back with a Voice, so.
Ooh.
Okay. Alright. So let's do some mathy things. I say Voice of Resurgence, image the Voice of Resurgence.
Yep.
Okay. So let's reveal Voice of Resurgence, and then just do some Voice of Resurgencing.
Mm-hmm.
And then backup is if they counter this, then we just Phantasmal Image a Risen Reef and go to town.
Yeah.
Cool. But they did not, which is good. So I'm assuming...
Wow.
Seriously. So I'm assuming at this point they're probably going to Cryptic tap our team and bounce something.
Probably bounce the token.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to wait on casting Phantasmal Image so that they don't get a free kill spell and see if they tap down before combat. And if not, just attack in and see what happens.
Also gives them the chance to... It forces them to tap now instead of when they could counter and tap.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't, which makes me very curious.
Wow.
What just happened?
Damage went through.
Okay, I mean, let's image and go. No reason not
Yeah.
to. Nope, that's not correct. It's a voice. Do we do it as a Risen Reef? Now that I'm thinking about it, if they're just waiting to do things on their turn so that we don't get another elemental, we could just get blown out here.
Certainly could.
But also no guts, no glory. Because we'll still get the elementals either way. From them
Correct.
dying. So yeah, let's just voice. Okay. Sorry, I just had a moment of panic because I'm like, there's no reason that they should be doing this unless they plan on just completely ruining our world. Avenue of Souls. Yes.
Unless they have another board wipe in hand, yeah.
Right, but even then, we'd still have 2 elementals and a Risen Reef in hand, which means we can reassemble relatively easily.
Yes.
So I think that we're still safe. And that's why Voice of Resurgence is so good! Ah, blow up the cavern. That's fine. Let's find a mountain. Like an Aether Vial. Because they did that during our main phase.
Nice.
Very
Thanks,
nice.
OP.
Right? So now they think we're pretty much out of gas, I assume. And I think we have like the most gas card we can have.
Yep.
So, Snapcaster, Supreme Verdict,
Supreme.
probably?
Deal.
That's
Done.
fine. Sure. Yep. Yep.
Right. Make sure you play around Mana Tithe here.
You know, you say that, but like, someone is running a. Ooh.
Oh god.
Oh.
So we can.
That's the game.
Stop. Reef first.
Fine. This is still win. Like, these are both going to be 3 power. Fine. Send a message.
They can have path up.
That's true.
It's very rare that I stop someone from being full aggro.
Fair point, fair point. Okay, now we go.
Now we go.
Oh, I love this. I love this so much. We just went through 2 Supreme Verdicts in a tribal creature deck.
Cool.
2 Supreme Verdicts. 2 of them. And that's it. They're done.
Okay.
They don't want none. Ooh.
Well, how about that?
That was insane. That was insane. That was completely nuts.
That's exciting.
We just survived through 2 Supreme Verdicts with a tribal creature deck and still were able to attack for 14 in 1 turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So, deck is good. I don't even know how to sum this up. Deck is really good. It is a combo deck. It is an aggro deck. It is a toolbox deck. It is everything you want a deck to be.
Deck is not something to be laughed at just because we finally got to play our elemental tribal in modern.
Got there.
Wow.
I am still shocked. Did we lose a match?
Did we lose a game?
I think I'm gonna have to look back. Actually, no. Hold on. I can.
We did not lose a match.
We definitely did not lose a match. I don't think we lost a game either. Let me look at my game history. Ah. Shows you how often I do this. Game history. So today, work with me. Why for you not? Oh wait, this is May? Oh. So today, September 18th. This was the one I just randomly jumped into before we started streaming, and I just scooped after I got all the streaming setup done. We went 2-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-0, 1-0. We did not drop a single game all night.
Nice.
Not one game. Not even the game where I'm like, I'm not going to block. They can't kill us this turn. And then they brought us down to 1. And then we won on the next turn. So that's the kind of content that we deliver here on Team Collected Effort.
Oh boy.
With that, Dalton, you want to do some plugging? Some shilling?
Gosh, yeah. Jeez, where to begin? Cool. So, oh boy. If you ever want to see us again, which I certainly hope you do, make sure you are following us here on Twitch. We are halfway to 50 followers, which means we are halfway to affiliate. Once we get there, we are going to be giving away 12 random assorted packs of what we'll call Chaos Draft packs. Myself, Marcos, Will, and Brian, we're each going to pick 3 of our favorite sets from throughout Magic's history to send you as a chance to thank you for joining us, hanging out with us, and it's something fun to do. You know, have a fun Chaos Draft with your friends, maybe throw those into an event you're going to be doing. Each of the packs is going to mean something to us personally. You're not just going to get 3 packs of Ixalan or, you know, here's my M20 prize pack that I won at F&M this week. No, these are all going to be real packs of fun Magic cards that we want you to open up. Other than that, you can find us on YouTube at MTG Team CE or your favorite friends at Team Collective Effort. Be sure to subscribe to us there, where you can catch all of our content that we have streamed, so that if you ever want to check out how we dominated with Elementals again, you can find it there. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at MTG Team CE, so that we can remind you of any of the events we have going on, giveaways, streams, or opportunities to join us for whatever types of shenanigans we're going to be in. And then if you ever have any questions, if you ever want to see us stream something, ever need to get a hold of us, Marcos, what is that email? Where can they find that?
That would be teamcollectiveeffort@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's the one.
And also check out the Day 3 podcast, in which the entirety of Team Collective Effort, me, Dalton, Brian, and Will, go over a lot of your favorite topics about just getting better at competitive Magic. Our last episode, we went over all of the OP changes that happened recently, so if you want to hear our hot takes on that, definitely give that episode a listen. We really appreciate it if you do. And like Dalton said, follow and subscribe wherever you can. Twitch being the big one, because there we will give out some awesome packs to one of our lucky followers.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I know Marcos said that each of your packs is going to be great. What can you give us one? What's one that you're going to be throwing in that pool?
So one is absolutely going to be a Khans of Tarkir pack. To me, Khans of Tarkir was one of my favorite sets ever, and it was the one I first started learning how to draft in. So opening up a Khans of Tarkir booster pack means a lot to me, and it helps that there's pretty good value in there and that there are some fetch lands that you can pick up too.
Nice, very cool.
All mine are going to have plenty of value.
So, you'll just have to wait and see what mine are.
I haven't even heard yet.
Cool. Well, with that, thanks for joining us, everyone. we will catch you later.
Yep. Thanks for coming out, everybody. We will see you next time. Follow us on Twitter. That's Twitter and Facebook is where we announce most of our streams at. So follow us there at MTG Team CE if you want to know when we go live again, or just hit the follow button on Twitch and give us a follow.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.